I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So today, got some really cool speakers here. That was an amazing bargain, and I think they're gonna work out really well. And let's check these things out. So I was recently on a vacation with my family in the Santa Cruz area, and they really have some cool thrift stores and stuff in those areas. And it happened to be a Monday, and some of the stores have half price day on Monday. And so, we rolled into the store, found these, and immediately was like, oh my God, this woofer is destroyed. Like, the surround is just completely just gone. And then there was a post-it note, and it basically says, oh, don't worry about it. No, it's fine. They sound great, right? But I did notice that the mid-range was fine. But what I didn't realize is this isn't a mid-range. This is the woofer, and this is a passive radiator. So, because I said, God, this thing looks funny and loose. So, I looked them over and did a quick little search. And said, wow, these are nice speakers, and so looked at the cabinets, and these are nice because they're actually a real wood, that's probably 5/16, maybe thicker, so great shape. They're not beat up, and they were marked $20. But keep in mind, this is half price day, so these were $10. I ended up leaving. Went to a couple different other stores and checked out some other stuff. And then I said, I gotta find this place again. And so I had to backtrack and pick these things up for $10. I mean, I couldn't let these things go for $10. The grills are in good shape. Not to mention, I think they're pretty easy to recover, these things. But no, they're in really nice shape. And my brother has a set of clip speakers that he thinks are a little overpowering for the room, that I think that maybe these might work out a little bit better. So we're going to go ahead, and we picked up some surrounds for the passive radiators, and it was cheap. I mean, they were like less than $20. And what is this place from? Rick Cobb Speaker Parts LLC. So anyways, so one of the cool things is they give you a test tone CD that you can play to help center the cone when you do it. But I'm thinking with a passive radiator, obviously that's not going to really work. So I don't think the passive radiator has a problem with coil rub. So I think replacing these surrounds is going to be quite easy. So we're going to rip these things open and take a look inside. All right, so I pulled the passive radiator out of the cabinet, and it's crazy. This thing really is just a driver with no motor structure in it at all. I mean, you can see the basket where the motor and the magnet, bolt onto it. I mean, you can see that it's got a spider on it. It does have a voice coil with no windings on it. So that's kind of very, very interesting. So it's going to I'm not sure how tricky it's going to be to get these surrounds on there. I think hopefully I can use the original one to help kind of center it. But I honestly think that I don't know how critical it is on this thing, whereas, the voice coil is a lot tighter tolerance on a speaker. So I'm going to get this thing tore apart and get it reconed, or refoamed, I should say. All right, be sure and test fit your surround before you start applying some glue. So I'm going to glue the cone to the foam first. All right, so I've had a chance to listen to these Boston HD9s after, basically doing a complete repair on them. I mean, it was pretty simple, pretty basic stuff. And for $10 set of speakers and, another about $20 into, refoaming passive radiators on these things, and $30 and I don't know, maybe 45 minutes, hour of my time to get them all up to snuff. Totally worth it. I mean, these things are in really good shape. The only thing that's maybe slightly compromised is the grill material, and if you want to run grillless, then but you can also recover these things. But let's give these things a listen, and I think they're definitely a top-notch speaker. I don't think these things were very cheap when they were new, and the quality. So what do you guys think? Pretty good for $30? I think they're great, and I really like the fact that they're not a veneered cabinet on them. And these things are in really nice shape, and the fact that they're black, I mean, refinishing these things would be a snap if they were scratched up or beat up. But these things are in damn near perfect shape. And I will say that when I did open these things up, there was a stamp date on the inside. I believe it was on one of the drivers, and it was 1993. So these were made, I think, from 89 to about 93. So anyways, I think these are a great speaker. And in our next upcoming video, what we're going to do is we're going to do a shootout with the Bostons against the Genesis ones. And so watch for that one. Appreciate it if you like, subscribe, leave comments, all that stuff. So let me know what you guys think. Is it worth going through these things, or or would you rather just buy some new speakers? Hear your thoughts on that. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.